The Tale of Zwei Welten. In a time long ago, in a land of rolling hills and ancient forests, there existed a realm known as Eisenreich, where the Menschen lived in harmony and prosperity. This kingdom was ruled by König Theobald, a wise and just ruler whose castle, Schloss Heldenfels, stood tall on a mountain overlooking the golden fields of the realm. Under his reign, the people thrived, building grand cities and living in peace. The Menschen were known for their craftsmanship, their culture, and their valor in battle, yet they had known peace for many years, and the arts of war had become a distant memory. However, as the Menschen enjoyed their tranquil lives, far beyond the boundaries of Eisenreich, in a realm shrouded in perpetual twilight, a dark power was stirring. This was the world of Schattenheim, a place of barren wastelands and twisted forests. Here, there lived a once noble folk known as the Orken. The Orken, tall and strong with skin of green, were a people of honor and tradition, but their fate took a dark turn when they fell under the sway of a vile Hexenmeister named Grauhaar. Grauhaar, a master of forbidden sorceries, was driven by a lust for power that knew no bounds. He whispered promises of strength and dominion to the Orken chieftains, offering them a cursed chalice filled with the blood of demons. In their desperation to save their dying world, the Orken drank deeply from this chalice. The magic within twisted their hearts, turning them into savage beasts with a thirst for war that could not be quenched. Under the iron grip of Kriegsherr Schwarzhand, they became a horde, united under a banner of conquest. But Schattenheim was not enough for them. Grauhaar, his soul now bound to the dark powers he served, sought to bring the Orken to a new world, one ripe for conquest and plunder. With his dark arts, he rent the fabric of reality itself, creating a portal, a great rift that bridged the gap between Schattenheim and Eisenreich. The Dunkel portal opened, and through it poured the endless ranks of the Orken horde, their war drums echoing like thunder across the skies of Eisenreich. The first to fall to this sudden onslaught was the kingdom of Sturmfels, the southernmost realm of the Menschen, where the brave König Wulfgar ruled. The Orken descended upon Sturmfels like a storm, their warbands laying waste to villages and towns, and their warlocks conjuring fire and shadow to raise the land. König Wulfgar and his knights fought valiantly, but the horde was unstoppable, and Sturmfels was soon reduced to ashes. The survivors fled north, seeking refuge in the stronghold of Lichterwald, the kingdom of König Theobald. News of the fall of Sturmfels spread quickly, carried by terrified refugees and harried messengers. Theobald, understanding the gravity of the situation, called for a council of all the Königreiche of Eisenreich. From the snow-capped peaks of Eisenberg came the Zwerge, stout and unyielding, armed with axes forged in the heart of the mountains. From the enchanted forests of Silberhain came the Hochalben, tall and graceful, their bows strung and their magic ready to defend the lands of men. Even the clever Gnomen of Kupferstädte, with their intricate machines and inventions, answered the call. At the council held in Schloss Lichterstern, the leaders of these noble races gathered. König Theobald spoke of the dire threat they faced, of the need to stand united against the Orken horde. The rulers of the other realms agreed, for they all knew that if Eisenreich fell, their own lands would soon follow. Thus, the Bund von Lichterwald was formed, a grand alliance of Menschen, Hochalben, Zwerge, and Gnomen, bound by a common cause, the defense of their homeland. But the Orken were not content to wait. As the Bund prepared for war, the Horde pressed their advantage, sending raiding parties deep into the heart of Eisenreich. The Orken, led by fearsome chieftains like Blutfang and Schattenschläger, attacked with ruthless precision, their eyes burning with the dark magic that had corrupted their souls. The Menschen defenders, though brave, were often overwhelmed by the sheer ferocity and numbers of their foes. It was in this dark hour that heroes arose to lead the Bund. Lothar von Löwenstein, a knight of great renown, took up the sword once more, becoming the leader of the Bund's armies. With him was the paladin Tural von Eisenfaust, whose faith and strength inspired all who fought by his side. And by their side stood the mighty Zauberer Baldur, a wizard of ancient wisdom, who wielded the arcane powers of the world to protect his people. Together they led the defense of Eisenreich, battling the Orkan across fields, forests, and mountains. The war raged for many months, with neither side willing to give an inch. The Orkan, driven by their bloodlust and the dark will of Grauhar, launched attack after attack. They besieged the grand city of Königsburg, where the walls were said to be unbreakable, and they laid waste to the beautiful elven city of Silberwald, whose spires were said to touch the heavens. The Bund fought back with all their might, but the cost was high. Many brave soldiers fell in battle, their blood soaking the earth of Eisenreich. As the war dragged on, the Bund knew that they could not win by sheer force alone. The Dunkel Portal, the source of the Orkan's strength, still stood, a gateway through which endless reinforcements flowed. König Theobald, in consultation with his most trusted advisors, devised a daring plan. They would take the fight to the Dunkel Portal itself, to cut off the Orkan's reinforcements and end the invasion once and for all. Thus began the Schlacht am Dunkelportal, a battle that would determine the fate of Eisenreich. Lothar von Löwenstein led the vanguard, his banner high as he charged into the heart of the Orkan forces. Tural von Eisenfaust fought by his side, his hammer glowing with holy light as he struck down the twisted creatures that stood in their way, and, from above, Zauberer Baldur unleashed the full fury of his magic, turning the very skies against the horde. The battle was fierce, and the Orkan fought with the desperation of those who had nothing left to lose, but the Bund's determination could not be broken. Inch by inch, they pushed forward, driving the Orkan back to the very gates of the Dunkel Portal. There, in the shadow of the portal, Lothar faced Kriegsherr Schwarzhand in single combat, a duel that would decide the outcome of the war. The clash of their swords echoed across the battlefield, and though Schwarzhand was a mighty warrior, Lothar's skill and courage won the day. With a final powerful strike, Schwarzhand fell and the horde's morale shattered. With Schwarzhand defeated, the Bund turned their attention to the Dunkel Portal itself. Zauberer Baldur, drawing upon the ancient magics of the world, chanted a spell of great power. The earth shook, and the sky darkened as the spell took hold. With a thunderous roar, the Dunkel Portal collapsed in on itself, the gateway between the worlds destroyed forever. The Orkan, now cut off from their homeland, were defeated, their ranks crumbled, and the survivors were rounded up and placed in internment camps where they could do no more harm. Eisenreich was saved, but at a great cost. The lands were scarred, the cities in ruins, and many brave souls had given their lives to protect their homeland. König Theobald and the leaders of the Bund mourned the fallen, but they also celebrated their victory. The Menschen, Hochalben, Zwerge, and Gnomen had stood together, united in the face of darkness, and they had prevailed. Yet, even as the people of Eisenreich began the long process of rebuilding, a shadow lingered on the horizon. Unbeknownst to the Bund, the Hexenmeister Grauhar and his followers had escaped into the seas. There, they discovered an ancient and accursed place known as the Grab von Sargoth, a tomb of unimaginable power. Within its depths, Grauhar found relics and secrets that would enable him to continue his dark work, laying the groundwork for future conflicts that would test Eisenreich once more. And so the tale of Zwei Welten comes to a close, a story of war and heroism, of sacrifice and unity. The Dunkel Portal was closed, but the darkness had not been banished forever. For in the shadows, evil always bides its time, waiting for the day when it can strike again. And so ends this chapter of Eisenreich's history, but the stories of its people, their bravery, their love for their homeland, and their enduring hope would live on passed down through the generations as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, light can still prevail. The end. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and leave a like.